Hi, I'm Dr. Guertin, neuroscientist. Today, I'd like to talk about the four essential factors underlying uh, the expression of consciousness. Those factors are really pivotal for the expression of a high level of consciousness, what I call in my research relative consciousness or 3TC consciousness. First of all, what's consciousness? I won't go into detail because I did other videos and I wrote articles on that topic, but briefly, and I'll take examples to make it easier. So, a basic level of consciousness or a low level of consciousness is what we express, is what most of us express on a daily basis uh, once we get out of bed. That's simple. In other words, we are essentially on the autopilot most of the time uh, um, during our daily activities, which is why we're expressing just a low level of consciousness. A slightly higher level of consciousness is the type of consciousness expressed when we're doing a basic form of meditation. So that could be MBSR, yoga, Tai Chi, that focuses on generally one thing uh, associated with either your breathing or your level of muscle activity, things like that. For a higher and a much higher level of consciousness, um, you need to know things, so you need to increase your knowledge. You need to use that knowledge to um, meditate, to do some analytic meditation in order to understand rationally what the reality really is, the reality inside you, how your brain is functioning, how your body works, and also the causes and the effects of the reality on things. So, for a high level of consciousness, you need four things. You need the four main factors to work on are uh, training, time, multitasking, and concentration. Um, and as a background aspect that is upon which those four factors act is knowledge. It's pivotal to increase knowledge and understanding the reality as it is. So I will take examples to illustrate what those four factors are. So for training, that means uh, meditating or undertaking sessions of analytic meditation on a regular basis. That's a form of training. Um, it's important because to understand the reality, someone has to think about different key aspects of life: death, the impermanence of all things. Um, needs to think about what the main sources of stress for yourself, uh, since you're a child, and things like that. The second factor, pivotal factor, is time, and that is decline in different aspects as well. Time, as far as age goes, someone has to realize that for very young people or for much older people, the brain may not have the capabilities to express a very high level of consciousness. That's a fact since consciousness depends on mental activity, and that mental activity depends on the integrity of the brain circuits. Then someone has to realize that age is a factor, but time also means the time of the day. Some people are more efficient in the morning, other people are more efficient later in the day. So that needs to be sorted out, and you need to understand when you're at your best for expressing high levels of consciousness. Multitasking, that's the only factor that needs to be brought down at a minimum level for a high level of consciousness to be expressed. So why? Because nowadays most people do several things at a time. For instance, the typical example is when we're driving. Often people are driving, they are listening to the radio, they are sending an SMS, a text message, and they are maybe talking to someone beside them. So that would be 4 tasks done more or less simultaneously. That comes with a cost. When people do that, they have to realize that for each of those tasks, they are less performant. So they are less attentive to what's going on the road in front of them. They're less attentive to what the person is saying to them. They're maybe not even attentive anymore to what the radio is playing, etc. So it's been clearly shown by scientists that the brain can focus, can concentrate on one thing at a time, one task. So when we're doing several things, we're just switching more or less efficiently, more or less rapidly from one task to the other. So that needs to be very clear in your mind. If you want to increase your level of consciousness, you have to reduce the multitasking that you may be doing. Concentration, the last pillar or the last key factor for high consciousness level. Concentration is associated with the other factors. You need to, through meditation, to increase your ability to express a high level of concentration or selective attention. For the reason I just said, more you're attentive at what you're doing, better you'll be at doing that task. If that task is meditation, then you'll score higher and you'll be in a better position to express high consciousness level and to train yourself at being more aware on a daily basis. So that's it. In summary, as I said, there are 4 pillars or 4 key factors underlying high level of consciousness. Training, time, multitasking, and concentration. So that's about it for today. Next week I'll talk about impermanence. Thank you.